you ever get tired of your boring day-to-day life? I know, I do. Or should I say I did. But you know, they say you live your life, your parents, they die, then they leave you whatever they have left over, an inheritance. But I'm sorry, that just wasn't good enough for me. So one day, you know what I decided to do? I decided to walk up to my dad, and I said, Dad!
I want what's coming to me right now. Yeah, that's what my youngest son said to me. Dad, I want what's coming to me right now. I mean, who does he think he is? Demanding things from me. I brought him into this world. I can take him out. And make one just like him. Yeah, he's my son. And I love him. So, as much as it pained me, I gave him what he asked for. And helped him search for a better life on his own. And he packed his bags and, well, before I knew it,
I was out of that place. I kissed that sorry good place goodbye. I had places to go and people to see. You know what I mean? So you want to know what the first thing I did was?
He got lost. Oh, man, I love him, but he's no Magellan. I heard he got lost 4 times before he left our hometown.
You know what? It wasn't 4. It was 3. And one of those times, they don't even count. I couldn't even understand what the guy was saying. So I was just like, okay, thank you. Yeah, you know? Maybe I don't know how to follow directions. It's because someone never taught me how to follow directions. But you know what? Never mind that. The point was, I was living life up, and it was good. I had more friends than I know what to do with. I was eating like a king. Shoot, I would have the finest clothes on, and the ladies, let me tell you about the ladies.
Here's what I can say about the ladies. None of them were ladies. They may have been women, but they weren't ladies.
It doesn't matter. The point was, I was living life, and life was good. Up until
my son's money ran out. About the same time the recession hit our country.
I was looking for work. I mean, I really was. I really was trying, but there just wasn't any work. But eventually, I did find a job, and it was a manager's position, too. Okay, it was more like associate's position.
Yeah, okay.
Fine. I was a livestock preparation manager. Which means I fed the pigs. I hated that job. It didn't pay much. I didn't have any money for the place I lived or even to eat at times. There was times I was so hungry that I wanted to eat the scraps that I was feeding the pigs. But I couldn't. They wouldn't let me. So with these hunger pains inside me, as a constant reminder of how I squandered my dad's money, I lived in agony day after day after day.
After day, I'd wait for my son to come home. And my heart would ache like only a parent's would. But hear me out, I never gave up on him. I never gave up on him. Because I knew that one day it would happen.
One day, it hit me. One day I realized, even the lowest employee that worked for my father had food to eat and a place to live. And I had neither. So I wondered.
What if he never comes to his senses? Or what if he lets his pride get in the way? You know what? No, I know. I know that I would see him again.
Again and again, these thoughts ran through my head as I started my journey back home. I mean, I knew what I had to do. I couldn't expect a handout. You know? I mean, after all, I did leave. But I was just hoping, just maybe somehow my dad would hire me. Just maybe.
Just maybe today will be the day that my son will finally come home. You know, I would tell myself that every morning when I woke up. Maybe today will be the day that I'd see my son off in the distance making his way back home.
Home. The word means so many things. Comfort, care, security. Home. I couldn't believe that I was only a few hundred yards away from it.
It was a beautiful day, and I was sitting on my porch. And that's where I saw him.
He got up out of his chair. He looked in my direction. He even squinted his eyes to get a better look at me. And then I wondered, what if he doesn't take me back? What if I get to him and he just stops and he looks at me as if he says, I told you so, I told you so.
You know, some of you would roll your eyes whenever I'd mention my son. You know, you guys would mock at me, but I never gave up on him. I never gave up on him.
Amen.
I just knew this was a bad idea. I just knew I shouldn't have done this. So I just stopped.
You just stood there.
I didn't know what to do.
Well, I couldn't just stand there, so...
So my father, he ran. He ran towards me. I've never seen him run like this before. It was as if he was a kid, excited about something. And then I realized he was excited about me. So you know what I did? I ran.
Oh man, I almost had a heart attack. But I just had to get to him.
He ran at me with his arms open wide, as if he was saying, welcome home, welcome home.
I just kept shouting that over and over again. Over and over again. I didn't think he could hear me. Until I got closer, I saw tears rolling down his face.
He was crying.
They were tears of joy. You know what my son did next?
I jumped. I literally jumped. I didn't know what to do. I was nervous. And you know what my father did?
Well, I fell backwards. He's pretty heavy. He's small, but he's heavy.
And my father, he embraced me only like a father could. And all I could say was, I'm sorry, I don't deserve to be called your son.
My son is back. Put him some clean clothes. Give him some food. Heck, throw him a party. My son is no orphan. And all my hopes have come true.
Hopes. I guess there really was hope. Hope that made me suck my journey all the way back home. Hope that got me through all of those miles. Hope that somehow my father would take me back and I could be forgiven.
Forgiven. It's all forgiven. I'm never bringing it up again. There's no shame. There's no guilt. My son was lost, but now he's found.